Hey, this is Richard from Brick Digest with our August 2018 city update. So this is what it looked like last month, almost a complete city, and this month, well, it's a very different story. I completely ripped it all down and started again, starting from base plates. The idea here is to try and raise all of the buildings up so I could get the train line underneath and really take up less space on the table. So I'm using these are from Strictly Bricks. These are a third-party base plate seller, and the difference with these ones is that they actually have studs on the bottom, or tubes on the bottom, which means that you can actually stick things underneath them, and that of course makes it possible to use them for building up walls and platforms instead of having to resort to something non-Lego. So you can see here I'm just kind of starting off with some basic train track and trying to see how the curves work. I have constant problem with train, and then I'm using these kind of pillars just to hold everything up underneath, a combination of these kind of 8 wide 15 tall bricks, along with those taller pieces which actually come with the base plates. So I'll link those in the description. You can get them on Amazon, and you can see it's starting to take shape, and my first tentative trying to place some modulars on top just to see how that is going to go. So the idea here is to have 2 raised platforms with a kind of waterfall river coming through the centre, down onto the sea kind of beach area at the front, and you can see a bit of a hint there of kind of USB, just to try and get some lighting. I've got some lighting kits there. These ones I believe are from Jewel Kit, I think is the name. Again, I'll link that in the description. And you can see, just trying to get a feel for this, I kind of had a vision in my head earlier on in the month as I was putting this together. You can see the waterfall idea there, and just continuing to build up the walls, continue to build up a platform, with the idea that then we'll have these road pieces along the front. So when you place one base plate on top of these other base plates, the best thing you can do of course is to put another base plate in front of that, and they will line up perfectly, and then you can tile those 2 together along the front. You can see I've taken off the normal tiles in the front of the modular and moved them down to the front of the pavement, and you get this perfect smooth thing all along. The idea of then is across the front, where you can kind of see the lip of the other base plates, is to have a fence that goes along that front section, connected from underneath. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting on the order from Lego with all of those bricks, but you can see here, a completed setup. Those are actually some third-party tiles, which unfortunately are a different colour. That's just temporary again. I'm waiting for a Lego order at the moment. And then I actually managed to get a light kit for the Parisian restaurant itself, so you can see I've lit that up here. That whole thing was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. Running all those cables, trying to work out where things should go, trying to hide the cables underneath. You can see here, though, the final effect though is fantastic. I would love to get lighting kits for some of the other ones, but I'm kind of scared about how much I would have to rip apart in order to make that work. Here's the Parisian restaurant at night. It really does look fantastic, but I really don't fancy trying to take the rest out. I'm already daisy chaining together USB hubs just to try and make that work. So you can see here, completed both sides of it now. We got some spotlights on the Palace Cinema as well, which I think are just a great bit fun, shining multiple colours on the front. I think that just has a fantastic effect, which I'm really pleased with. Again, I'm pretty sure that's another Jewel Kit light. And at the end there, I ran out of road plates, so I've got a Crossroads one there at the moment. Here's the Palace Cinema at night, so you can see that running with the coloured lights. So this is now about a week later, and I managed to build out roughly where things are going to go on the other tables. I plan on putting the fire station modular next to the town hall. The old fishing store will go in there at the front. Kind of temporary placement for the train station at the moment, just to try and see how things fit. You can see a little bit of kind of front fence there. That was kind of a temporary thing just to see how that would look. But you see that'll clip along the front and really hide the base plates sitting on top of each other. This is raised up track. These are using pieces from a company called Trixbricks, which is a Polish-based company who do stands for Lego Train. I'm using them just to go over the water. The theme park area, I'm hoping to try and get the roller coaster in there. I'm building that roller coaster at the moment, although I'm finding that it is absolutely gigantic, so I'm really struggling for what positions to put them in. This is a close-up of those Trixbricks pieces. They really do work well. I'm not actually using it to the highest size. The highest stands will actually let another train line go underneath, but I'm just going for just what I need in order to go up and then back down again without going too crazy with it. But that is a really nice product. Again, I'll link that in the description. And they also sent me this Crossroads piece as well, but I just couldn't work out a way to be able to use that in the set. I just don't have the room to have the train lines looping back in each other. Down the front here, struggling with these IKEA tables. I might end up cutting base plates just to try and fill in that gap. Unfortunately, the size of the base plate is just not quite matching up with the size of the table, which does mean that corner of the train loop gets a little precarious as the train kind of leans slightly as the track moves, and also the same in this corner as well, where one of my video lights causing problems there. So again, might find myself cutting a base plate in there just to fit that in. And as I said, trying to fit train in, I always find this to be a bit of a challenge. I'm kind of hanging off the table at the moment, and that's not causing too much problem, but that's definitely something I want to go ahead and improve. So we've still got plenty to do. There's modulars to build, there's fishing stores to build, there's fences, trees, plants, flowers, people, cars, a roller coaster, plenty to keep us going in September. So until our next update, please sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe to our channel for all the latest LEGO videos, and if you want the latest LEGO news, reviews and culture, then head over to brickdigest.com.